Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Unscripted and Unchained. I am DM Bloodworth, and as you can tell, this is RPG Systems Discussion number 1. This is a new feature for my channel where I'm going to be discussing various systems of different role-playing games, and I just happen to be going through my dice and looking for a number of dice that I was thinking of using for an upcoming tattoo that I'm actually planning on. And I wanted to get, the right color combination of the D20 that's going to be in a tattoo and the right letter coloring and everything. And I kind of, settled on, actually, I just picked it up. I kind of settled on this particular one. I'll use this particular one here. I kind of like the mottled black and red with the yellow numbering, and it's going to play into the tattoo, which eventually I'll reveal when I get it in the next couple of weeks. So, but as I was laying out my dice, and I started looking at it, I wanted to see, all right, well, I want the 20 to be on top, because that's how it's going to be oriented in the in the tattoo, in the image. And then as I started lining them up, I started noticing something that I've never noticed before, and I'm wondering if it actually makes a difference. So we'll fix that D6 because I just shifted it. I want you to take a look at something that I noticed. So here you could see with the with the first D20, which is here, and you can see it's got the 20, the 14, and the 2. I got to remember the orientation is backwards. Same thing, same thing here. The 20, the 14, the 2, the 8 is on the back side of this that you can see. The 18 and the 4. Everything so far fairly uniform. All right. However, when I come down this way, you can see these two. It's the 20, the 11, and the 14. And this one here is the 20, the 2, and the 8. All right, so the numbers have changed. All right, so, and it's not a matter of orienting the die around, because if I put the 20 this way now, it's still an 11, a 7, and a 14, different from these earlier in the row. And by far, even looking at the numbers for the 2D20 system, which uses a slightly modified die, the number sequence is the same: the 20, the 14, and the 2, all the way through. So, of all the D20s that I have, all but 2 of them, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So of the 10, 80% of my dice have the same numerical setup. So backing away and looking at D6s, you can see, and I'll just straighten this one out, you can see the 6, the 4s are all on the back side, the 6 and the 3s. Always on a D6, the 1 is the opposite side of the 6, so that hasn't changed. But as you go, and you'll start to see these here are the 6s, the 5s, and then the 6s, the 2s, 6s and 3s on that side, and so again, there's a change, in it. Looking at the D4s, let's see how I can get this here. Where are my D4s? Let's see. There we go. I got to come down a little bit. All right. If you look at my D4s, crap. There we go. All right. If you look at D4s, you can see, all of these here, and I just shifted to, all of these here have the 4, the 1, and the 2. The 4 is oriented on the bottom. We'll come over here, and now the number that you read is on the top of the peak now. So on the top of the pyramid. So the 4s are now on top. And I came across the same situation. The D10s are all uniform. So the D10s, every one of them is the same as the D100s. The D100s are all different. So I would have the and well, actually, here you can see on these sides they're the same. So the 100, the 10, and the 60 are all uniform, or the 20 and the 60, I mean, are all uniform. But the back ends, they're all different. The back ends, it's a 70-30. This particular one is a 50 and a 10, and this particular one is also a 50 and a 10. I don't think 7 and 30 is not on this side, but it's really an 80 and a 40. So they are not uniform. The D8s are all the same. All right, so the D8s, which you kind of get in here. D12s, they're different. Sometimes they're a 12 followed by an 8 directly below it, and sometimes it's a 12 followed by, or you could see here on this end, a 12, 11, a 3, a 12, 11, a 3, a 12, 11, and a 10, a 12, 11, and a 10. So my question is that do these differences in the dice actually make a difference? Change the, the probability of the result. And so, that's something that I'm going to be delving into. Has anyone else out there ever noticed, this and pondered on, well, does it really make a difference of what the combination of it is? I know that if you just took all the numbers off of this and you rolled this, there's a 1 in 20 chance of it coming on any individual side. But does the number placement on the actual die make a difference, in the average outcome? And so that's, the question that I have. It may or may not. It was just something that, when I was looking it over today, I was like, wow, that's kind of a weird thing. I don't know if there's a uniform standard, although it's kind of surprising that so many, like I said, 80% of them have exactly the same configuration with my D20s, and it's just the 2 out of 10 that are slightly different. The probably the oldest, and most standardized dice that I have are the D6, and that's why I wanted to get these bicycle, D6s in this video, so you can see. I mean, this is an old time company. It's been around for forever, probably over 100 years, and they've probably been making dice exactly the same way, and they're all uniform. They're all exactly the same. So I'm going to do a little bit of research, and I'll address whatever research I find. Right now I'm in a storm, so it's not getting the greatest internet connection, and so I can record, but I can't actually search online. So so this is the first discussion, so RPG systems discussion, and I figured that a good one is to start with dice and start looking into what are the different configurations of the dice, and whether they do have an impact, and we'll further discuss this in the comments. So if you are new to the channel, please feel free to subscribe. I'm currently trying to grow my subscription numbers up there, so that the more people that are contributing and putting in their comments and their suggestions and their questions, the more content it gives me to keep on putting out there for things that you will find an interest in. And if you are subscribed, make sure that you hit the bell so that you'll get alerts as to when new content is put up on my page. Please share the videos that you found interesting. Share it amongst your friends. Once again, I'd like to build up my my subscription base. It's been growing at a pretty steady pace over the last couple of weeks. I've been very happy with it. I'm never going to monetize this. You'll never see me advertise for, a Patreon or anything like that. My content is a labor of love, and I'm putting it out there, just for things that you'll find an interest in. And I have no desire to, monetize this in any way. So so that's not why I'm pushing for subscriptions. I would just like for more people to give me input into what they're interested in listening to. So if you find any research on dice and how they've how they came about making the various different polygon dice, and why they chose those, or does the numerical placement on the actual die make a difference in the outcome? I'm certainly willing to and happy to discuss those issues, and hopefully once my internet steadies down, I'll actually do some of the research myself. So once again, thanks for joining. I hope you found this interesting, and I look forward to seeing you on the gaming screen sometime within the next few days. All right, have a good day.